Good morning, everybody. The Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All my lights came in for the patio or the deck last night around the pool. Take a look at this. Hope y'all slept good. Hope you feel good. If you don't feel good, you know how to feel good. Just before we move forward to the deck stuff, she's finally finished with the limited slip differential, Ford Racing 373 gear set. Last night I ordered my Marquis tune so we could correct the speedometer, increase the shift firmness, and add a little spice to the running performance of the vehicle before we add a little boost to it. And then I got to take that girl out sometime this evening or tomorrow or something and wash it. It's got tree sap or oak tree juice all over it. Ugh. Let's look at this deck real quick. You guys want to see what it looks like outside? These are all solar lights here, so they don't take power from the house at all, and they get brighter when you walk by. And then we have lights now all the way around the deck, and we moved the ladder from here and relocated it up top. Now that we have the deck finished, come on, come on, up. So our ladder is located here now, right off of this, because we don't want to have people launching themselves off of this. If they want to do like a little jump or something, that's fine, but it's easier to get in and out now with the stairs located here. And I'll be working on starting to order some furniture soon once everything's stained, and I got these weatherproof deck carpets for that side so the kids can lay out whenever they're drying out or drying off. So yeah, it looks good. Come on, go pig. Come on, babe. Go on. What are you doing outside? Come on. Come on, let's go in the house. Come on, let's go. In the house. Follow him. Move it. Go on. In the house you go. I tell you what, I'm glad that deck is done. That was a lot of hard work. I'm glad only the easy stuff is left. Staining it and putting the lattice around it and stuff. I'm glad this car is finished for the most part for right now, so I don't have to keep cramming stuff. I got to get the supercharger kit first before we move any more forward with it, but for right now all the major stuff I wanted to get is done. And I tell you what, she runs too. And when you go to take off in this thing, there ain't no one wheel peel no more. It just goes. And it does a nice burnout. Let's just put it that way. I haven't done one yet. I'm going to do one for the camera, but it does a real nice burnout. There's the old 273 gear set and spider assembly. And what we have here is we have the new races installed. New bearing race, front and back. This is the Grizzly, not the Grizzly locker. This is the Duragrip. Carrier bearings. This is the fucking the original parking brakes. Yeah.
The rim gasket. You notice that?
OE original. So I make sure these aren't grooved up where the seal sits, and these are really good. So they're not all grooved up, they're fine. That's the determining factor on whether or not I end up putting new axles in it. Well, I'm expecting this to be a complete disaster. I don't really know. I'm guessing anyway. This was absolutely crazy putting this Yukon Duragrip or Duragrab or something like that. Duragrip locker in here, because nothing fits like they say it does. It says it fits an OE application. It does not fit just straight OE application. See those springs? Yep, I had to pull those springs out of there. See those axle ends? I had to shave them down. I had to take about a 1/4 inch off that one and a 1/4 inch or so, or 1/8 inch off that one. And then I had to open my lands up. See how thin that land is? I had to open my lands up for my clips, because this is not a direct fit like it says. You got to do some modification to get this to work. But as you guys can see, the locker's in, the 373 gear set's in. I'm about to put my rear cover on and fill this girl up. I set my turning torque to about 24 inch-pounds of turning torque before putting the carrier and stuff in, so I know that got set right. Shim the pattern and stuff perfectly. I'm getting no noise coming from the rear end at all, no humming, no howling or anything going on. And I used a ADW90 non-synthetic gear oil with 4 ounces of friction modifier, Motorcraft friction modifier. When you order the Yukon Duragrip LSD, it comes with its own modifier gear oil, but I left it at home, so I ended up using another same thing, ADW90 gear oil GL5 with 4 ounces of friction modifier, and it works great. Its rear end is super quiet. It locks up very, very good. The only thing I don't like about this whole entire job is how I had to modify the axle ends to make them fit the Duragrip carrier, because when I talked to Duragrip yesterday, or Yukon yesterday, they had said that they shouldn't have to do any of that. You should be just fine installing it normal, and that was not the case with this application. I had to open up the C-clip grooves, and I had to shave off a little bit of the ends where the axles protrude through past the C-clip, that little last space. I had to cut about an 1/8 inch off each side to get the spring clip assembly to slide back through, so I can set my pin and stuff in there and it wouldn't slide through. And that is a dangerous job to be working on that. Trying to put that spring pack assembly back in the center of it to put pressure up against the spider gears so the clutches lock up. Because you have to compress that center assembly with those 4 springs and then shove it through, and it's got to stay. You know, it's anyway. It was just kind of a rough job. I thought I would be able to just stay in the office and have my guy at work do it because he's done these before. Just like I've done a lot of these before, way more than him. And he was fine doing it, pretty comfortable doing it. Shimmed everything perfectly. I came out, I did the turning torque for him because he wasn't sure how to do it. It'd been a while. So I got out and I did the turning torque, torqued down the pinion the last little bit, and then me and him both had to modify and install the carrier assembly, the LSD, because it was just so hard to figure out that he couldn't do it by himself. So I went back there and jumped on the car with him and looked at any areas of importance that I'm trying to inspect and see what needs to be replaced while everything's out. So yeah, it turned out good. It was a nice, easy, clean job. Pretty impressed with how easy overall it was. She's picked up, she's pretty quick now. Now I just got to do the speedometer correction and get the boost in the intake manifold added to her. And I was talking to Marty yesterday, and I said, what would you do if you had a nice, clean car like this, like I have right now? And he said, I'd stop at just a basic supercharger kit. I wouldn't try to go no more than, 400 horsepower or so, and I'd leave it alone. I'd just enjoy it and drive it every single day. That motor's fine with 400 horsepower. It will take it just fine. You might hit 390 or something like that at the wheels. They'll try to get 400 out of it, but they won't. They'll probably get somewhere around 391, 392. And he said I'd be happy with it at that point and just drive it as a daily. I wouldn't try to pull the engine, put pistons and stuff in it and everything else. You're not trying to be some crazy mod racer. You're just wanting to enjoy a pretty quick, well-performing Panther. And that's what it's all about. It ain't about racing the car out and trying to build it into some kind of crazy, setup that you don't really know what you're going to end up getting. So it is what it is. I'm not at the track every weekend, and that's one of the things he brought up, is if you're not at the track every weekend, 400 horsepower Grand Marquis is a beautiful car. It's something you're not used to. And it'll give you all the gigglies and the fun and stuff in the meantime, and that's what you want. Just buy the ADTR kit, put your intake manifold and stuff on, call me up, we'll retune it again, and you'll be good to go. So I'll end up adding a 340 liter per hour Aeromotive racing fuel pump to it, and new injectors, new mass airflow, Pro Charger kit, new piping and stuff, air to water intercooler, probably get a little bit more out of it, and clean things up. And that's the next step. That's the very next step. And then I don't know if that'll be the next step, or I'll purchase the long tube headers, or I'll go with the ADTR coilovers. The problem is ADTR coilovers are like $2,000 for the front and $2,000 for the rear, but you can drop the car from 1 to 3 inches with that kit. So, and it will clean up the way it looks a little bit. I don't know. Guess we'll find out, right? Y'all be blessed. Have a great day. I love y'all. Take care. Just trying to update you on what's going on the other side of my life outside of work. The deck, the car. Everybody always asks about the car. Where you at with the Grand Marquis? That's one of the reasons why I watch the channels, because I'm trying to find ideas, for me to do with my Grand Marquis. I absolutely love it now. The way it takes off and the way it just increases speed with the 373 gear set and the LSD. I enjoy it. I enjoy the mess out of it. It's crazy. It makes me all giggly and stuff like that. Like, did I just do that? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I had some guy pull up next to me yesterday in some freaking V6 Camaro or something like that, thinking he was going to take off. And as soon as the light hit green, hit it, gone. Almost a car length right off the line. Before, where I used to chirp the tires and stuff and it'd lose traction. Now with both of them going at the same time, she just right off the line, easy. Ain't no sliding around and stuff like that unless you want it to. But that's the update. Y'all have a great day.